It's necessary to have watched this movie before seeing the video. All Dogs Go to Heaven has a few odd places that don't make sense throughout, such as out-of-character behavior and plot events that come out of nowhere. I'm going to discuss as to why this may be, essentially filling in the blanks. He never tries to convince Anne-Marie that they've been doing the right thing after she figures out he lied. As the story progresses, Anne-Marie being disappointed in him affects him more and more. At the end of the film, he says he's sorry to her, likely for how his actions got her into horrible situations physically and emotionally, as well as tricking her into being something she's not. His actions throughout the film lead me to believe that despite all of the things he's done, he at least wants to try and teach these children what's right, though he feels he's fallen too far to buy into it himself. Also, Charlie always acts kindly when he's with people who aren't fully involved in his life. When Anne-Marie leaves the building after overhearing Charlie say he was just using her to Itchy, she is immediately grabbed by Carface. It's never said why Carface knows where they are. Carface may have been busy burning Charlie's place down, but he could have sent a goon that followed Itchy back to their hideout. Itchy couldn't run due to being beat up, so he was easier to follow. It's not unlikely that Carface didn't do worse to him exactly for this purpose. I'm very fond of this detail. Let's do a quick study on Killer. He doesn't seem like one to help. There are some important details though. Carface almost killed him for failing his task, and would have if he didn't have the ray gun. That shows that Carface has immense control over him, and now Carface is dead. With that in mind, it would give him a chance to turn over a new leaf. But wait a minute, he was directly involved with Charlie's death, and he seemed to take enjoyment in it. He didn't want to feed Anne-Marie when they held her prisoner, and helped the second time they almost killed Charlie. He does not seem empathetic. But maybe saving her is more about himself. Carface and Charlie are both presumed dead. What is he supposed to do with himself once his boss and enemy are gone? Though, seeing Anne-Marie may have given him the same money-making idea as Charlie and Carface. That might make sense if it wasn't for his expression in the scene. He looks somber and caring. At the very least, he wouldn't let this girl die, and despite his actions, he still has care in him. At the end of the film, we see Itchy with Anne-Marie, who doesn't seem to be fond of her. Firstly, another reason Killer may have helped Anne-Marie might have been to show that he's no longer a danger, hence why Itchy stays in this town, having expressed a want to run off earlier in the movie. Having been Charlie's partner for such a long time, I think it makes sense that he'd end up staying with Anne-Marie. If we think about it, Charlie sacrificed his life for her, which in a way gives her a strong connection to him. The scene is set soon after the previous event, so I doubt Itchy would just leave so quickly. Earlier in the film, it's established that Itchy does just want to live a comfortable life.
That's it, boss. We'll go under. Deep, deep under. They'll never find us
I don't want to
again.
go under.
And now that Charlie's gone, where else would he go other than someone who's so connected to him? We also see that in later media in the franchise, Itchy becomes very moral and responsible. I imagine that the new environment finally allowed him to let these colors of his personality out comfortably. If these qualities were already hidden within, it makes sense why he'd stay with Anne-Marie. I have no intention to say I'm right about any of this, just that I thought I'd enjoy making a video about this subject.